This month on Mustang Magazine, we meet some NHS students with musical talent. We visit some canines in the library, and we screen the latest short documentary to come out of the NHS Films Department. All of this and more on this February edition of Mustang Magazine.
Hello Mustangs, and welcome to the show. I'm Jake McCarthy.
And I'm Roy Kerr. We were unable to finish Mustang Magazine last month before the COVID-19 quarantine closings became official.
But, since stories were already completed in February, we decided to finish things up remotely.
So let's start things off on the right beat and meet up with the special NHS percussion player. Senior staff reporter Jenny Carroll brings us down to the band room for this month's cover story.
Senior Mark Larrabee has a passion for percussion.
My personal favorite is timpani. That's my favorite. It's kind of seen as the leader in the orchestra.
The timpani is a drum. It's basically a membrane stretched over a large bowl traditionally made of copper. Larrabee says he likes playing it because it makes him unique.
There's only one timpanist in most places, while in other places in the orchestra there's like 50 violins or like 10 woodwinds, but timpani's by itself and it's really exposed and it's a lot of fun for me.
Larrabee has been playing for nearly a decade. His percussion skills recently took him to Germany as part of the Boston Youth Symphony Orchestra.
We went to Bachfest, which is basically just like a world convention type thing where everybody just comes and plays a bunch of music, and it's really awesome. And then my Boston Philharmonic Youth Orchestra is going to South Africa this summer. Larrabee's
enthusiasm for music is all because of one role model.
I started percussion because my dad's actually in the percussion business. So growing up, I was always surrounded by music from him playing, and I would go to the rehearsals that he was coaching or judging. So when I grew up, it was just like an awesome experience.
Larrabee plans to go to college for music.
Basically my ultimate goal is to just be an orchestral percussionist.
We wish Mark all the best in his future plans. Reporting for Mustang Magazine, I'm Jenny Carroll.
Good luck to Mark in his future musical pursuits.
Mark Larrabee isn't the only NHS student who has a love for music. Last month we caught up with an athlete who found his voice in the Magical Choir.
My name is Joe DeBlasi. I played football, hockey, and baseball. I am part of the Norwood High School Magical Choir. I started playing football when I was in 5th grade. I started out as a lineman, and I ended up being a tight end in high school. I didn't start singing until I was about in 6th or 7th grade, and it was about 8th grade when I found a talent for it. I would say the toughest part about doing singing and sports at the same time is finding a real balance in your time. I find myself running from sports practices to concerts or sports games to rehearsals that we have. Chorus and sports can be very similar in the fact that we compete and push our teams, and it's the same thing for when we're in the chorus room, where we push each other, and I focus on my concert and what I can do to perform my best that night.
Special thanks to sophomores Miles Kidd, Sean Quinn, and younger brother Danny DeBlasi for putting that story together.
Now it's time to send it over to the gymnasium to meet some junior varsity cheerleaders as they prepare for the competition season.
Here we go!
The biggest misconception that people make about cheer is that we only cheer at the games and we only do like the cheers that people see, but really what we do is we do a lot of competitions and we do a lot of hard stunts that are potentially dangerous. My position is a flyer, and basically what I do is my two bases, which are the people that hold me up, are just holding me up in the air, and I'm doing like a bunch of like cool tricks.
I'm a back spot, and so I usually grab the flyer's ankles to help pull up so that the bases don't have so much weight, and it helps the stunt go up smoother, and then if the flyer falls, I'm usually the one to catch her. In a competition routine, it usually starts off with our cheer, and then we have some sort of opening thing, and then we go into our first stunt, and then we go into our jumps, where we do jump sequence, then we go into our tumbling, and we have a second stunt as well, and we have our pyramid, and then we usually end it off with the dance.
The biggest struggle that the team has is probably doing the whole routine full out, which is basically when we put every little piece together. I feel like the stamina could use some work.
Special thanks to sophomore reporters Julia Abruzzi, Aaron Dunn, and Aaron Sullivan for turning in that story.
Now it's time for a break. We'll be right back after these messages. Welcome back. Recently, we had some four-legged visitors to the NHS library.
Junior staff reporters Molly Mannering and Kate Earle investigate.
Kathy Akampora and her dog Merida work together helping families better understand canine behavior. Recently, the duo was in the Nord Public Library for a workshop.
Okay, you guys sit down so she can do it. Quiet. Back up. Sit. Sit, Mary. Sit, Mary. Sit. Stay.
Akampora's training sessions provide parents and children a safe environment to interact with a live dog, teaching them about appropriate behavior.
I think people need to be trained on dogs because more and more people are getting dogs that don't know anything about dogs.
So teaching about her furry friends is something that Akampora says she's passionate about.
My favorite part is when I see the light bulbs go off in parents' and kids' heads. And I know that they're not going to be upsetting their dogs anymore, and maybe those kids won't get bit.
Akampora says the training sessions are easy because Merida is the perfect partner.
I think she's a great dog to teach with. She's gentle and sweet and not frightening in any way.
Merida is a rough collie. The Scottish breed goes back 200 years and was originally bred for herding sheep. But with no cattle to herd, Akampora has found other ways to channel her partner's energy.
Merida can do spin both directions. She can bow. She can steal money out of your pocket. She has about 20 tricks, 30 tricks.
Having a very intelligent dog, Akampora says, always keeps her on her toes.
Merida is extremely smart, which is why she's so naughty. She knows what she can get away with. Her biggest gift, though, is she's sweet. I've never met a dog as sweet as she is.
So keep an eye out for future events with Merida. And to learn more about Kathy Akampora's dog safety tips, be sure to check out her books, Please Don't Hug Me and A Dog for Me. Reporting for Mustang Magazine, I'm Molly Mannering.
Thanks, girls. There's always fun events happening in the library.
Next, we meet up with some Norwood teachers who have turned getting in shape into a competition. Recently, I went to Burn Bootcamp of Norwood to see for myself. North Carolina-based franchise Burn Bootcamp has opened a branch in Norwood. Not only Client of the Month, but Norwood field hockey coach Al Dolliner frequently participates in it.
Culture and supporting each other is a huge part of the gym.
Dolliner has been a member for just about a year and has noticed how social media has made an impact on increased attendance.
I think after each promotion, just more and more members are joining. I think what's kind of cool is they incorporate social media into the workouts a little bit.
Manager Ellen Abbott says that they use social media to reach out to new clients.
We do a lot of Facebook Lives so that people that have never been in here before can kind of get a glimpse of what we do. And we also shout out our members, so We like to tag our members on Instagram so they can share it to their posts, and then all their friends are seeing that.
Abbott says Burn creates a sense of community that sets them apart.
You can go and have a good workout anywhere, but what's going to make you stay accountable with a workout is having people behind you and supporting you.
The instructors encourage everyone to high five between sets.
Just a staple of Burn, and it connects people with physical touch.
The boot camp's main reason for popularity is all because of their positive outreach within the town.
Supporting their members and pushing their members out and all their achievements out into the community for other people to see too.
The clientele for Burn is growing day by day because of their inclusion of all in the community. Reporting for Mustang Magazine, I'm Roy Kerr. Special thanks to seniors Jenny Carroll, Erin Wagner, and Isabel Hagland for working with me on that story.
Now we turn things over to senior staff reporter Stephen Ellinger, who's recently had the honor of hanging out with one of Norwood's very own hometown heroes.
In the suburban town of Norwood, Massachusetts, Austin Glazier is doing what he loves.
Why did I become a police officer in Norwood? Well, it's because of the community area. It's so community oriented. You always deal with people at the worst, and you try to be there and try to help the community that way.
Not only does Glazier serve his community as an officer, he also coaches the Norwood boys hockey team.
Hockey's my passion. I've always grew up liking it. That's my favorite sport, so I just wanted to give back to the community that way. Yeah, growing up in Norwood, it's really like a tight community, so it's you just know everybody. It's the way I like it. That's why I went to Stonehill too. It made an easy decision.
And he didn't go alone. He went with Matt Brown. Brown was infamously paralyzed from the neck down during a hockey game back in 2010.
After high school, obviously Matt got injured, and we became closer, and then we went to school together. We went to school together, and then that brought us very close together, and it's probably one of the better decisions I made.
It grew. It really grew from a friendship to really what felt like a brotherhood.
Brown and Glazier both went to Stonehill College in Easton, Massachusetts, and there, together,
went into college not knowing what he wanted to do, but when he figured out what that dream was, he really, it was awesome to see that he, took that dream and, thought about it and knew that's what he wanted to do and really never let it go. And, today he's now serving the town of Norwood. So it's awesome to see it come full circle.
As I'm being a hockey coach, I'm trying to give those kids a right sense of direction. They always ask me what to do with it after high school. When I was in their shoes, I was kind of lost. I had no sense of direction. I didn't know why I wanted to be a police officer at the time. So I'm trying to help them out what they want to do with their career and try to get it on.
One of those people was also Glazier's former player, Joe Spadorcia, now a freshman at Stonehill College, who always has looked up to Brown and Glazier.
I wanted to be like Matt and Glazier when I was applying to schools, and they happened to have gone here, and I want to be like them, and I chose Stonehill.
Glazier and Brown both lift each other up.
That kind of gets me going, and gets me out of bed every day, and if he's getting up in the morning to go, he works out in the morning. And I'm sitting there in bed, and I was like, oh, now I got to start working out.
We needed each other a lot. We each, I'd say we each, got through college together, leaning on each other.
Both men are adults with their own careers now, but it's safe to say these two will be friends forever.
Special shout out to Officer Glazier for giving us access to his story, and special thanks to Allie Martin and Isabel Hagland for helping out with the production.
The show's almost over, but before we go, we'd like to screen the latest short documentary out of the NHS Film Department.
Seniors Delaney Reardon and Renee Babineau present Meet Atlas.
As a child, I was Grace Priscilla. I was in a loving family, and I was pretty normal. When I was younger, I dressed really feminine. In every picture you see of me from middle school or elementary school, I'm probably wearing a pink dress and heels, when really I was just trying to push my masculinity down and tell myself I'm more feminine than I am. And then I got to high school, and I met a lot of trans people, a lot of gay people, and just a lot of people that were happy with themselves. And I was wanting to be happy. For a couple months, I had been thinking about changing my name because I was I want to be more masculine. And then I met somebody named Atlas, so it was kind of a sign for me. I did a lot of research, and I tried to figure it out in my head, and at some point I was this is my label. And then throughout freshman year all the way to now, I've just been transitioning into who I am, and I'm trans masculine non-binary. I was really expecting such a negative response, and I got really positive responses, like from even my old conservative aunts were like, good for you. And my cousin Emily DM'd me and she was like, you're so valid, I love you. And it just made me feel so happy, and it was such a secret that I was keeping for so long. And I want it out there. Some of my family reacted negatively, like my father doesn't really know what to do. He's kind of confused, but I'm trying to educate him as much as I can. My mother the same way, and same with my stepfather. Some people will just not want to be around me because I'm trans, like somebody won't want to sit next to me in class, or won't want to be around me, or won't want to talk to me. With social media, sometimes random people that I don't know will just DM me and be like, you deserve to die. I'll just try to ignore everyone that's just randomly coming at me for no reason. I think I'm a stronger person. I think I'm a lot more comfortable, and I'm so much happier just being myself and being out there. I'm a role model. I try to see myself as a role model for people, just knowing that I can change people's lives, and that I have changed people's lives, and that if I can just make one person feel more happy about themselves and more comfortable in their own skin and help someone figure themselves out, then that's who I want to be, and that's who I am. When I turn 18, I'm going to go on testosterone. I'm going to get the gel you rub on yourself, and that gets more testosterone into my system. And I'm going to legally change my name. Since there is no more discrimination law, I could at any time be denied service anywhere, be denied a job, be denied attendance to school just because I'm transgender or just because I'm bisexual. Like, I could be denied anything at any time because that law was taken away. So sometimes that's scary. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get on a train when I'm going to Boston, or if I'm going to be able to get my coffee just because maybe the person serving me doesn't want to. I want to go to the Academy of Musical and Dramatic Arts in New York City once I graduate. Me and my best friend Oliver plan to move there once we finish high school. And I want to be an actor. I want to be on Broadway, and I just want to make it big.
Thanks, girls, for sharing their story, and good luck to Atlas as they continue their journey. Well, that's all we have for this February edition of Mustang Magazine. Next month we'll have a special quarantine edition, so be on the lookout for that.
For more content like this, be sure to check out our website at mustang.media or hit us up on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat. Signing off for this month, I'm Rory Kerr.
And I'm Jake McCarthy. Be well, Mustangs.